Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome back to the stream. It is I, DigiDriver, welcoming you to your Wednesday, December 21st, 2022. We are barreling in on the end of this year, and it's been quite a trip. I find myself at Albuquerque International Sunport. I think that's what it's called, and we are going to be doing some PMDG Boeing 737-600 ops. Today I'm going to do a very quick flight from Albuquerque to Pueblo, Colorado, and I don't normally stream at this hour of the day. I don't normally stream during the week, although I did say some time ago I wanted to try doing at least one stream during the week as well as a stream on weekends. As some of you know, Mrs. Digi and I unfortunately had someone that we cared about very much pass away recently. I got the chance to attend their funeral service today, and Mrs. Digi suggested doing a flight in their memory. So today we're going to do that. And if time allows, I'm either going to do a rotation back to Albuquerque or somewhere else, or we will jump from Pueblo back to Plymouth, Massachusetts to do some scenery dev there, and I can show you some of the things that I've experimented with recently, which hopefully will look nice for you, and then we can talk about some of the things I plan to do, maybe tonight or later this week, and then we'll see what we see. Now, I will let you know up front there is a possibility that me streaming on Sunday is not going to happen. I'd say there's a very strong possibility that's the case. However, if that is so, what will likely happen is that I will stream on Monday, barring any other conflicts of interest or just me being available. Like if there's even more family time on Monday, then unfortunately we'll have to skip it. But right now, I'm doing a stream today. I might even do a stream late tonight and just make it like a no mic stream just to dev. And like I said, family time imminent, and then we'll see how everything sorts out next week as well. At any rate, folks, welcome to Albuquerque, New Mexico. We're going to be flying the PMDG 736, and we're flying it with live traffic. I'm not flying on the network, so just to have a nice chill stream to catch up with you, wonderful folks. So let's jump in the cabin, the flight deck, and we can get started. Don't mind me, the jetway does that weird thing when you don't do or you go too far away from it. I think I need to actually reset it all the way back, and then I can hook it back up again. And then we can do that and duck, and then that will take care of itself. But while we're waiting, I did actually get, oh, excuse me, I did actually get some of the startup things done. I turned on the battery, got the emergency lights armed. We've gotten ground power connected, and we started to do IRS alignment. I tested the airspeed warning test. Let me see if I can do stall warning. Okay, we can. I've checked this before, but I'll check it again. Looks like all the surfaces light up, and again, like I said, we are aligning the IRS. So, let's go downstairs and enter or align the IRS position, and we can get started. We'll go to POSINIT, and we'll see if we can grab one of the GPS coordinates. I used to go to the GPS page and just grab them from here. Oh, there we go. I have to grab them from the left side. That's why. Okay. That is more reliable for me, at least. Reference airport is Kilo Alpha Bravo Quebec. And we are at gate 12, unless I miss my guess. I'm not sure why the gate's not in the database, but that's not a problem for me in the slightest. We are flying to Pueblo today, and we're using the BMDG 736 to do it. We are Southwest 197 today. And we are taking runway 21 for today's departure. Okay. Now, I have the flight plan through SimBrief, but I don't think I've integrated it into the 736. It's okay. I don't have a problem punching it in. So, let's take a look at departures out of Albuquerque. We're taking the Largo 3 departure on 2-1. And a transition... Actually, yeah, let's take a look at that. We're not really taking a transition per se. I think we're going straight to Tango Alpha Sierra. I think. Let me see. Trying to get my bearings. I haven't had much experience using the charts, the new charts from Navigraph when you use them online. So I'm going to skip these transitions and see if we can get away with just using the route. Okay, so now we go straight to Albuquerque, and I might not have VNAV because of it, but that's okay. I come from the old days of FSX. I can manage my own vertical speed. From Albuquerque, we're going to go straight to Taos, which is Tango Alpha Sierra. And we're using U. And then from Taos, we go straight to the Pueblo VOR, or we can just decide what we're going to do. I'm probably going to go overfly the airport and maybe come in VFR style, like a racetrack approach to the runway with enough room. So let's grab... Yeah, the Pueblo VOR might actually facilitate that, but is that what I need to do right now? We'll put it in the flight plan anyway, and then we'll see what we can do. So, that's fine. Actually, you know what? Let me get rid of it, because I haven't actually bothered using the fix or the approach. Where's the delete button? Right there? Yeah, that's fine. Let's make the arrival into Pueblo, and we'll take 26 left. We can take an ILS, so let's actually see if we can pick it. The runway is 26 left. It's about 10,500 feet long, so it's definitely going to serve our needs. Let's look at charts for Pueblo and see if we can find approaches that we want. Open charts. So, ILS 26 left. ILS 26 left takes a ILS frequency 108.3 and the course heading is 260. I can probably do C triple FA or Orway. So we'll take Orway. Unless we can do Huner and this thing can actually fly a DME arc. Now, long and short of it, I can cheat if necessary and fly it by hand. So we'll have some fun with that. We'll pick Huner as the transition, which will be the DME arc. And then we now have Albuquerque to Taos, and then we literally fly to Huner for the DME arc. I'll leave the discontinuity in place for now, just to make sure that we don't get into something really quickly. If we go missed, we go to 7,000 to Oak D, and we hold. So, we've got that set. Now, let's do ourselves a favor and punch in the rest of the data. We are going to be flying at a heading, I'm sorry, an altitude of 390, which is for an hour and 15-minute flight. 390 is really ambitious. I'm going to back off of that. I think we're only going to go to 33. And zero fuel weight. Zero fuel weight. I need to take a look at the payload right now. That's 114.5. Okay. Now, how much fuel do I have on board?
Brace yourself.
Oh, hello. Off-schedule descent coming in with a party of 6. Off-schedule descent, thank you so much for stopping by today. Really appreciate your company. I guess you saw me flying a 737 and couldn't help yourself. Well, I tell you what, I give you the Digi guarantee. You have my permission to be go full teacher mode and let me know how to enhance my experience. I like flying the 737, and I've got a lot of experience flying the 800, the Zibo, and X-Plane. But again, always welcome your tips and tricks to make the experience more enjoyable. I'm filling in my flight plan right now and my performance numbers to get out of Albuquerque and fly to Pueblo successfully. Welcome Raiders, I am DigiDriver. I occasionally do flight sim streams, but more often than not you'll find me building scenery for MSFS and soon X-Plane as well. Welcome aboard everybody. So, what was I looking at? I was looking at fuel numbers. It does look like I have 25,000, but for today's flight, we only need, ooh, okay, we only need 12,100 max. So that's interesting. Oh, that's probably because it was given to me that way. So, actually, yeah. The plan is 12,100 maximum. Let's fill that in. 1.2.1. That means I've got a bunch on reserve. At least 12,000. So let's do 13.2, which is exactly what I have on reserve. I could do a rotation of this and not even blink at getting fuel on the ground at Pueblo. Cost index for today is going to be 40. And there we go. Cruise winds. I can probably put in cruise winds since I have them. Top of climb, we're gonna get cruise winds like 302 at 7.1. Hopefully this will allow me to use VNAV. And transition altitude in the States is 18,000 feet. That's where we go to flight levels and standard pressure. And now we have that. Using reserve fuel. That's fine since I have 25,300 pounds of it. And let's go to N1 and set up our limits. If we take off on runway 21 out of Albuquerque, what are we dealing with? Runway 21 is 10,000 feet. So I think we can derate the takeoff. We might even be able to do takeoff 2, but I think we're going to do derate takeoff 1, and we'll do climb 1. I mean, we could do straight climb at 330, and I think I'll keep it that way since I have so much spare. We will do flaps 5 for departure. And if we hit the CG button, we have 6.72. So let's look up here and do the trimming. Zoom in a bit. Oh, wait. Can I go faster? No, I can't move it by hand. I'm sorry. we are starting this plane from cold and dark, and I've got some of the things already taken care of. I'm working on the rest, and we are going to get this thing set to go. Pavlin, my friend, hello and welcome to the stream. Folks, if you don't already know Pavlin, Pavlin is someone that is a friend and supporter of the stream and has a YouTube channel that does that puts out or has put out flight sim content in the past. I understand Pavlin is between flights or um, things at the moment, and I invite you to take a look at Pavlin's channel on Twitch, although Pavlin has a YouTube page as well. Pavlin, if you want to throw up the link to your YouTube channel as well, you're more than welcome to do so. Okay, so we just about set the trim for departure, and now let's go ahead and take a look at V speeds. 123, 124, and 131 for V1 rotate and V2. And that's interesting. Does it show you how much runway you'll have left over? Hmm, doesn't say. Maybe that's something I can figure out how to do in the future. But whatever the case may be, we now have performance numbers, which means I can probably start doing APU. So, logo lights on, because I'm DigiDriver and I like flying with it on. Don't care. Judge me. Let's turn the yaw damper on, and I'm going to turn on the aft fuel tank for the APU, excuse me. Any collision lights go on, that means we're getting ready to get out of here, and we're going to go ahead and turn the APU on right now. APU should start firing up, and we're going to go ahead and open up the APU bleed. While we're doing that, let's get some other things taken care of. At least I thought it started up. There we go. Now we got pressure. Window heats are already on, and we will turn... Actually, they already turned some of the hydraulics on for me. That's great. I'll turn the rest of them on since I'm going to be taking off pretty shortly. I don't know if there's any adverse effect to having hydraulics turned on too early, but I will. I'd be interested to find out from any pros. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate the vote of confidence. There are some folks out there that can give a much, much more in-depth tutorial for flying the 737, but I have to admit, I've grown fond of flying the 737-600, not necessarily because of its size, but because of the lack of some of the other um, amenities that make me have to do certain things, like mind my altitude and pressurization. But we are in the process of getting the plane ready to go, and now I can switch over to APUs. But before I do that, I'm going to make sure that the cabin's ready to go. Recirc fans are on. We'll set the packs to auto for now, and I apologize to my warm or cold customers, since I probably should have done that after I got the plane aligned. We're going to be cruising at 33,000 feet, and I'm going to double check and see what the landing altitude is for Pueblo. The reason why I want to do that is because I want to make sure we can, as far as I understand, depressurize correctly once we land. They're at an airport elevation of 4,729 feet. So that's pretty close to 4,750, and we'll keep it that way. Now that that's set, I can go ahead and turn on the APU gens. APU gens are on. We can go to the APU gen, and what am I missing? Go through my flows, fuel, batteries on the bus. We just switched over to APU gens. We have seatbelt signs on. We let the flight attendants know we're going to be getting out of here very shortly. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and turn my fuel pumps on now so I don't forget them and go, why are my engines not starting? And I'll leave the isolation valve open for now, but I'll go ahead and Turn the packs off again. I know, short time. Oh, okay. Well, what you're seeing is what I've learned to do. So, feel free to look at what I do and take it with a grain of salt. I am turning on my flight directors and I'm going to set my uh, MCP speed to V2, which is going to be 131 knots. I should be able to arm the auto throttle without incident. And I can arm VNAV. That's great. LNAV didn't arm immediately, so I'm not sure if there's a problem with my autopilot or profile. I can always double check the flight plan. Now, for course heading, when I depart Albuquerque, this is what I like to do. I like to set the course heading on the captain's side to the heading of the runway I'm departing from. The magnetic deviation is 214, so we're going to do that here. And I'm going to set the course heading for the arriving airport on the first officer side, and then I'll switch over to it because I'm going to be using the course heading of the ILS approach to be able to land there. Give me just a bit. There we go. The course setting is 260. And downstairs, I can set the nav to 108 decimal tree. And I'll leave it on the right side, on standby, so I can switch over to it once we depart. Since I'm not on VATSIM, I'm going to use my favorite squawk code to get going, which should be 2257. There we go. No particular reason why, it's just a code that I like to put in. We are already on transponder mode. I'm probably going to go to TARA as soon as I start pushing back. And initial climb, actually, what's the Largo 3 initial climb? Show it to me. Initial climb for the Largo 3 is... doesn't immediately state it. No, I know what the airport elevation is, and it shows me the transition altitude, but doesn't show me a initial climb. So we'll take it straight up to 33,000 feet. Okay, 33,000 feet set, and I don't have to worry about vertical speed because I'm using VNAV. I'll hit the LNAV button once we take off, and then hit Command A to engage autopilot. Hopefully this isn't messed up. I don't know if it's not turning on because I have a discontinuity, but I'm going to keep it. Now, one thing I almost forgot to do, I need to make sure I know what the altimeter is right now. I'm going to use what I have on paper from my flight plan. The altimeter is reading as 3006. That's what we'll do. And can I switch to... okay, I had it set to barometric minimums from the start, which is great. Let's go to Pueblo again and take a look at the approach. I want to see the approach for 26 left. Minimums right now are 48.59. So let's see if I can punch them in really fast. Fortunately, I can. Oh yeah, yeah. I do that too in MSFS when I just don't feel like being bothered. White Lake, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you. Thanks again, folks, for stopping by and saying hello. I don't normally fly all that much since I'm doing more scenery dev and trying to release Plymouth Municipal Airport, but I appreciate having you folks here, and we are getting set for our departure. Yeah, 4859. So it's going to take me a little bit to get that all the way up to the 4,800s, but we're doing it. Once we get the barometric mins set, I can finish setting the, not the MCP, but the controls here, and we can get out. I wonder, is there a faster way to set barometric minimums? I don't think there is. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for the bits. Okay, just about less than 800 feet left for me to set the baro mins. Not even flying yet. And it was 4859. I'll double check to make sure that it's set correctly. And provided there's no issues with weather, we should have no problem landing at Pueblo, but we'll see. 4859, and yes, seen twice. Decision height is only 200 feet. I probably could have gotten away with just using decision height, especially on a good weather day, at least I'm assuming. But let me be careful with that. So we have takeoff performance on the left, legs on the right, and we've got the system running on APU right now. Am I missing anything up front? Systems and engines down here. We've got our radios set to some frequency. I'm going to go ahead and leave them alone since I'm not on VATSIM right now. I'd probably tune them to 122.8, but again, I'm not worried about it. Nothing is lit or on. I could probably do a test of these guys, but I don't know how to do the test, and I'm not going to worry about that. I should probably learn about that for future, but I'm sure in the startup flows for the 737, somebody's doing a fire test for the engines and APU. Now, do I have my flight plan set? Yes. Do I have my performance set? Yes. Do I have my MCP set? Yes. Do I have fuel pumps on, APU gens on, yaw dampers on, anti-collision lights on, position light is steady. We have APU gen running, and I think we can actually get going. I'm going to go back down and make sure the GPU is disconnected, and then we're going to go ahead and start our pushback. So, ground services, ground power release. And the jetway is actually disconnecting. I'm not sure if the jetway disconnected is a function of the ground power being removed. Normally in X-Plane, whenever I hit the beacon light, if I'm connected to a jetway, that's kind of like the signal to get that clear. But the jetway has been removed. I didn't have to actually go and request a release. I will go ahead and also arm my parking brake because I don't want to slide once they remove chocks. And what I'm going to do is essentially load the brakes and then tap the parking brake button. That's how you arm them. And now I can go ahead and remove the chocks. Chocks are removed, and now I think I can request pushback. So I can either do it through my pushback helper, or I can use the pushback function here. So let me do pushback and just do a straight out pushback. Units in feet, distance to taxi line. I should be able to push back, and I should have enough room to turn around. So we'll do it that way. Can I request pushback? Also, let me do a quick check. We're fully loaded. We've got 130 passengers to take with us to Pueblo, and we've got our payload already on the actual plane. I'm just double checking to make sure the doors are closed. We use pushback helper today since I don't know how to fire this up from inside here. Oh, that's how you do it. That's fine. Now we can request it.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start tail straight out.
Hey, Honker, thank you so much for stopping in today. Thank you
Roger
for the
that. Ready
encouragement.
for push straight back. Release the brakes, please.
The Guppy, as in a 736, yes.
Brakes released.
I don't have GSX yet, Pavlin. I'm debating whether or not I want to get it. We're on APU, so we should be able to start the engines once they get us going. There we go. We're pushing back. Let's do engine 2. We've got motion on the engine. We had the packs off for a while. Once this gets to between 18 to about 20-ish%, that's when I like firing up the fuel. 20%. There we go. That's engine 2 starting up. We should get AGT building up really fast. You say yes. Okay, I'll have to consider it then. And I think at this point they've worked so many of the kinks out with regards to GSX and MSFS. I mean, I have it installed in P3D. Once this clicks off, I can do engine 1. There we go. Engine 1 start. Same like before, we're going to wait till about 18 to 20-ish% to get that engine fueled.
Pushback complete. Parking brake set. Brake set.
And with the engine starting up, I'm going to go ahead and hit the TARA button.
Steering pin is pulled. Watch for the salute and release with guidance on your right. African flight.
And there we go. Waiting for the engine to go spinny spinny on the left. Okay, so we've just been pushed back and the engine's just finished getting set. Let's go ahead and get our taxi light on. And wing lights, not at the moment. Let's just go upstairs, make sure everything's good. Jet damper's running, all the fuel pumps are on. We can switch over to engine gens. And we can go Gen 1 and taxi lights on. Probe heats are on. Hydraulics are all set. We can get the packs back on. Isolation valve to auto. And turn the APU bleed off and turn the APU off. I think that's it for upstairs for now. So, we are going to taxi to runway 21 today. To do that, we have to know where to go. So, let me take a look at the airport info, and we're going to be taxiing down Alpha to about Delta, cross runway 08, left turn on Echo, and then hold short of the runway. So Alpha, Delta, cross 08, left turn on Echo. And before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and test the flight controls real quick. We'll do full left, full right, full forward, and full back. And full forward one more time. And then we'll do left and right rudder deflection is good. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Appreciate the bit support. Again, thank you so much. Don't feel like you have to, but certainly appreciate that vote of confidence. We'll hit the fuel flow reset, and I'll wait to hold short at the runway before I set my auto brake. I will set my flaps though. So, right here, you see, we're going to go to 1, then 2, then 5. Flaps are now set, and we're now on TARA. Anything else that I am missing? Probably setting the weather. Let me go ahead and check this up front here. Let's go ahead and set... Can we see weather? We'll turn data on as well. White Leg, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Really appreciate the support. Folks, thanks so much for stopping in today. We are flying to Pueblo, Colorado in the 737-600. Please let me know if the volume is too loud, and my apologies for not turning ET on. So we're probably about 5 or 6 minutes behind on this clock. I will turn the chronos on for departure. Please remind me. I might create more emotes for that, or prune the ones that I have. But in the meantime, we have our performance numbers. Where are they? They are here, and I also added them here. LNAV isn't engaging for some reason, probably because of a mistake that I made, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and begin our taxi. We will release the parking brake by simply tapping on the brakes, holding them down, and that releases the brakes. Let's give it a little bit of juice and get out of Albuquerque. Looks like someone just arrived to Albuquerque, or that Southwest is going to take off. Alright, so far so good. Took me a little while to get used to firing this plane up again, but I'm happy I did. We'll follow company traffic, see if they're going to take off 2-1 like I hope they are. Badland, thanks for the 20 bits. Really appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to lower the volume in my headset a bit. Please let me know, folks, if it's too loud. Yep, we've got 2 taxiways we're going to go past. We're going to go past a taxiway which actually used to be a runway, and then once we go past another taxiway after that, we'll turn right on Delta. Ground speed's about 10 knots. So, for the memes, I'm taxiing way slower than maybe I should. On second thought, thank you so much. Pavlin, really appreciate the support. It would appear that the AI-generated scenery for Albuquerque is missing some things. It's okay. I'm pretty sure there's a payware scenery out there, but monies have not been plentiful lately. However, I will do this. I will get my wing lights on, and do I want to get anything else turned on at the moment? I don't know. I don't know. Looks like they're going to be taking off to the west. That's interesting, because I'm coming up on my turning point here. Oh, excuse me, actually went past my turning point. I went past Delta without even realizing it. So we'll do this. We'll approach the runway from the other side. We're going to make a slight right onto Alpha 5, cross the taxiway. Unfortunately, I won't be able to turn right onto the old taxiway because that's gone. And we'll come back on Echo 6 to Echo. So excuse my temporary ineptness. Thank you. Thank you. And I really do hope that you get a chance to do some really fun things on your YouTube channel, Pavlin. Also, thank you very much for sharing that snippet of the musical piece you posted on my Discord. So, thanks a lot for doing that today. No, you did. I'm sorry, you did that a while ago, but I'm saying thanks for sharing that with Discord. Okay, I am crossing over a runway, so the very least I can do is get my position light set properly, and we'll get my turn-off lights on for now. And that southwest is definitely going to be taking off to the west, so that's interesting. We're taking off to the north, so I'm not worried. Okay, sharp right here onto Echo 6. Yes, I look forward to the premiere, man, so much. Alright, sharp right turn. And ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your captain, DigiDriver speaking. We are on our way to Pueblo this afternoon. Looks like the weather's going to be nice and clear for us for the whole flight. We're going to be cruising at flight level 330, and we sincerely hope you enjoy your departure out of Albuquerque. My apologies as I took a little bit of a right when I should have done a left thing, but we're taxiing and we'll be out of here in the next like 45 seconds to a minute and a half. No worries at all. Feel free to let us know if you have any questions, and the flight attendants will be taking all the best care of you possible. We'll catch up with you after we get going to Pueblo. In the meantime, sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight. Okay, so we are going to be holding short here just to make sure we're set. And let's turn the turn-off lights off and get the engine switches set to continuous. And I'll do the rest once we know we're getting ready to go. Alright, so the hold short marker is here, so we'll stop here. And arm the speed brakes just so we don't go anywhere. So, 13-ish minutes out from the taxi. I don't want to be here longer than 15, so we'll be quick. Course heading is set for 214 just in case we have a problem. Also, I'm going to set the heading bug on this. That's what I forgot to do when we got started. Set the course heading on the left and the heading bug in the middle to the magnetic deviation heading for the runway in case there's an emergency. And speaking of emergencies, basically any kind of major warning before 80 knots will stop the aircraft and pull off the runway. If it's past 80 knots, the only reason I'm going to stop is a major problem like a major loss of control or engine failure. If it's anything less than that, once we get between 80 knots and our takeoff speeds, then we'll take off and resolve it in the air. If it warrants a problem big enough to come back to the airport, we will. Otherwise, we'll continue on to our destination. The flight's only going to be probably about like 50 minutes to an hour anyway. So we've got our legs set, our performance numbers set. We will arm the auto brakes to RTO, and we already have our engine set to continuous. So we will get our landing lights on now and make sure the turn-off lights are totally off. And anything else up top? I don't think so. Packs are auto, isolation valve is auto, APU bleed is off, engine bleeds are on, APU is off, we're on Gen 1 and batteries on the bus, yaw dampers are on, probe heats and window heats are on, hydraulics are ready to go, fuel pumps are going, we're burning fuel, folks. Let's go ahead and get out of here and enjoy our flight. Engine start switches to continuous is something that I've heard on many PMDG takeoff and landing videos per se. I think the reason why you want to have them on continuous is in case for some reason you might have to fire them up again in case of a problem that makes one of the engines shut down. I should probably take more time to learn about that, but I think it facilitates being able to fire the engines back up a lot more easier than if you didn't have them. I don't think you'd be able to start the engines back up if you didn't have them kind of like set to that standby mode. But please, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I believe we're ready for takeoff now, but we'll double check outside. Also, departing runway looks completely empty. I think we're good. Let me also set my camera mode. We'll do a fixed camera inside the cabin. I think I like right here. So, that's it. Parking brakes released. Chrono is on. Let's get taxiing. Complete freedom, my friend. Welcome aboard. We are getting out of Albuquerque on the way to Pueblo today for a very quick flight and potentially some scenery dev later. Folks, if you do not know Complete Freedom and have not followed, I invite you to go and check him out. Complete Freedom is making some things happen right now, IRL, and I look forward to hearing about more of his adventures. In the meantime, I would invite you to check out the channel right there. So here we go. Chrono is on, and we are just about ready to depart. Here's the runway. Let's enjoy a quick flight to Pueblo, friends. No need for me to stop. Let's just go ahead and roll. Roughly 40-ish% for the engines. We're testing stability. We are good. Let's go Toga. Alright, so far so good. No major warnings. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
80 knots. Confirmed.
Rotate.
Alright, let's rotate.
Positive reincline.
Gear up, please. Flaps to 2. Slow right turn. Flaps to 1. Hand flying it for now. And flaps up. We are past 1,000 feet, so let's see if we can go Command A and arm the LNAV. Okay, we are VNAV and LNAV, Command A, and we are flaps up. We only have landing lights on right now, and we'll wait till we cross 10,000 feet at least to get rid of the continuous for the engines. Flaps to the off position. We can disarm the auto brake, and that's it. We're going to Albuquerque. We are really climbing out of town. There we go. All right, Complete Freedom. Thanks for the lurk. Always glad to have you in chat. We are not messing around, chat. We're getting out of here at just over 4,000 feet per minute. Okay, so these retract. We can turn off the engine start switches. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have left Albuquerque and we are on our way to Pueblo. We're temporarily arresting our climb to get more speed, and it looks like we've achieved that speed, and we're continuing our climb right now. We've turned off our landing lights. We don't have turn-offs or taxi lights on. I might have forgotten to use the taxiway lights when I was on the ground, but bright sunny day, so it's okay. Wing lights are on, anti-collision light is on, logo light's on, because I'm Digi, of course. And I think we're good. Probe heat is on, and I don't think we're going to run into a situation that will require us using anti-ice, at least not right now. So, there we go. Climbing up to flight level 180, and then we'll transition to standard pressure, and then we'll finish our climb to 330. So, good afternoon, everybody. We just took off from Albuquerque International Sunport. It's going to be a really quick flight in the short version of the 737 that many of you have seen in other sims, like FSX, or this sim, like the PMDG 737-800. This plane is interesting in that this plane's length from nose to tail is actually shorter than its wingspan. So it's pretty cool. Also, this plane moves. So I look forward to today's flight and hope you do as well. We're just starting to come down from 3,000 feet per minute. I would assume as we continue to climb and pass flight level 180, we're going to need to slow our climb rate a little bit to make sure we're okay. And I think at this point, I'm not going to worry about returning to the airport, so I can take the course heading for the approach into Pueblo and put it on my captain's side. Technically, maybe I would wait until I got to cruise or at least past the transition altitude, but I just feel like doing that now. So welcome aboard, everybody. Thanks for stopping in and saying hello. We're flying Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we're flying from Albuquerque to Pueblo. Today is Wednesday, December 21st, 2022. Is it today or tomorrow that's the first day of winter? I think it's today. And if that's the case, I think today is the shortest day in the calendar. After that, we're going to get longer and longer days until we get back to the really warm days of summer. But I don't know about you, but this is the season. These are the seasons that I appreciate. I had a fortunately extremely good autumn in the sense of leaf color, foliage changes, if you will, and I enjoy just seeing the trees change. I would only wish that it could stay a little bit longer, but I understand. We're into flight level 200, so I'll go back to standard pressure, and there we go. So folks, what's on your mind? How are you? Are you getting set to have a great Christmas? I after I had to do some changes of schedule this week, discovered that I would have the rest of my time off until Christmas Day and even past it. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to slow down. I didn't think that I was going to have much free time at all at the end of this year, but fortunately that changed, or rather, under better circumstances, I would have been like, oh, I have a couple days to take off. I would have liked more, but that's just my selfish self. Oops, looks like we lost connection temporarily. Hopefully we'll get that back. But like I was saying before, I spent time with family, and have been spending time with family the past week. We had to say goodbye to somebody that we cared about, and what can I tell you? I I still feel weird. I'm gonna feel weird for a long time, and I'm not even the person that it's hit the most. I'm looking forward to spending more time with family and making sure that I pay attention to the things that are most important. He always complained about it being the shortest day of the year. I see. I see. I like it getting colder in my neck of the woods. As many of you know, I live in the mid-Atlantic part of the United States. I have been to places like Boston, Stamford, New York City, Philadelphia, DC. I've done some traveling, and I can tell you that watching the trees change colors and having to grab your coat instead of like just a t-shirt for me is a wonderful transition. I'm privileged and blessed to be able to do it year in and year out, and it's not something I take for granted. I want to extend my love and my support to everyone else that's having difficulty this Christmas season. I I think I understand a little bit more now. But at the same time, I, as a Christian, welcome this season as it commemorates the birth of my Savior Jesus Christ. I know not everybody believes the same way I do, but I'm glad to have you here and I welcome you here, regardless of where you are or what you believe. I'm glad to have you here. I hope that you enjoy this flight, this time together, and I hope that you have an excellent next several days as we narrow it down. Also, I know Hanukkah is going on right now, so happy Hanukkah to those that celebrate it. And yeah, we, oh my gosh, this plane wasted no time. The cost index I put was 40. Look at the airspeed. Look, we've barely lost a knot, and we're still climbing at about 1,600 feet per minute past flight level 270. That's crazy. This airplane's got oomph. That's kind of why I like flying it. It is a bit windy, as you can clearly see. Now, since we're getting set up for the cruise portion of our flight, let me see. Let me just make sure I know how much room we have. Top of climb is a little bit less than 20 nautical miles away. We don't have a top of drop per se, so I'm going to have to calculate that. The airport is roughly 160 nautical miles away. Now, since I don't have any real obstacles between me and the airport, and I'm not flying with what was I going to say? Since I'm not flying with, oh, excuse me. Since I'm not flying with live traffic, I'm going to go ahead and clear the discontinuity that we had before. So let me go to my legs page, get rid of this. Oh, excuse me. We'll overwrite that. And now, if we take a look at this, top of descent is in roughly 80 nautical miles. So I'm glad I picked flight level 330 because I don't think flying at 390 would have been very conducive. We would have gotten to the top and had to come right back down. Ooh, also traffic. Behind us, actually. Let's see. Nope, can't see it. Sorry if that was too loud. But we are approaching flight level 330 and we're approaching our cruise altitude where we will be parked for probably about the next 15 to 20 minutes minimum. All right, folks, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We have reached our cruising altitude of 33,000 feet, and we are looking forward to a nice nice cloud-free arrival into Pueblo unless the weather changes. We are looking at no ceiling for our arrival, and we should probably have you there inside of another 45 to 50 minutes or so. Feel free to stretch your legs and take a quick walk about the cabin, but if you are seated, we always ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened in the event of unexpected rough air. We hope you enjoy this flight into Pueblo, and it's our privilege to fly you there. Okay, so gears off. We can probably start playing around with the values for auto brake. We've got a 10,000 foot plus wrong, 10,000 foot plus long runway. I can probably just do auto brake too, but I haven't figured out yet why my reversers don't want to kick in like they used to on this aircraft, or it could be due to livery differences. So I'm going to put this to 2, but I'm going to watch out for any difficulty braking. As long as I land in the touchdown zone, we should probably be fine. And I could go ahead and arm my speed brake now. And it is now armed, as you can see. I think we're okay. I think so, at least. Folks, what's the consensus? Do you want to see me fly to a different airport on stream, or would you like to see me do some of the stream scenery dev that I was talking about earlier? I just finished applying some textures to one of the hangar types that I am building in Plymouth Municipal Airport, and I am debating whether or not I want to make accessible storage facilities in those hangars as well. I know I have shelves, and I might start working on a different hangar as well. If you want to see me fly to a different airport, just let me know in chat. And as long as it's an airport that's no more than like maybe 45 minutes to an hour away, I could probably do a second flight. Or like I said before, I can show you what I'm up to in terms of scenery dev. Okay, so Pavlin wants another flight. That's cool. I don't see a problem with that, as long as everything's cool. You know what? Speaking of which, let me sneak a quick walk to check Mrs. Digi, see how she is, and see whether or not she's down with that. She probably will be, but I just want to make absolutely sure, just in case there's anything else that we need to do, take care of. Folks, feel free to relax, stretch your legs. I should be back momentarily. Stand by one. Okay, folks, I have returned and I'm taking a look at my volume levels, and I don't know if folks have had difficulty hearing me before, but I think I'm going to take the sim volume down a few notches. I think about this much might help. Let me know if it's too low and we'll adjust it as necessary. But we are continuing with our flight today, and let's see where we are actually, since I haven't actually checked that in a bit. Okay, we're coming up on top of drop. So let's see. What do I want for my approach? I'm probably going to assume I want to deal with the approach itself. Show me the charts, please. Quickly. Quickly, quickly. 2-6 left chart. The approach, 6,600 feet. I'll shoot for that, because we're not doing any kind of an arrival. And I don't know if I actually need to do anything. I'm probably going to toggle the VNAV button once we get to 6,600 feet and top of descent. Wait, that didn't make sense. I'll toggle the VNAV button once we get to the top of descent point, and then we can begin our descent. But how close am I to top of drop? Okay, we're about 10 nautical miles away, so I will turn the seatbelt sign back on, let the flight attendants know. Okay, we'll keep the volume levels here for now at least. Folks from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We turn the seatbelt sign back on. We're going to begin our descent shortly into Pueblo. We should probably have you on the ground. Let's see. Yep, I think the previous estimate applies, so we'll probably have you down on the ground in no more than roughly 45, 50 minutes or so. Uh, Taking a look out the front window here, we've got just nice visibility. It's not going to be an issue getting you down there. If anything changes, we'll let you know. But in the meantime, feel free to find your way to your seats because we will be descending very shortly. Okay, so sorry for the delay. Sorry for being on mute for the past like 5 minutes or so. Lel. I was getting myself set for arrival at Pueblo. We picked 6,600 feet as a kind of arbitrary altitude. We're not coming into Pueblo on an arrival. We're just kind of almost going direct to the airport. But we did pick a DME ARC arrival to land at runway 26 left. We seem to be okay with our descent, but let me go ahead and check upstairs and downstairs in case I missed anything. Yaw damper's on, fuel pumps are flowing, we're on gens, the seatbelt sign is on, and window heats, probe heats, hydraulics, and so far we haven't had any kind of pressurization issues. Thankfully, praise the Lord. Landing altitude at Pueblo, I think it was 4,729 feet. So 4,750 is a pretty close estimate. And I think we're good. Let me mess around with our display here. I'm curious. Can I bring this down? Let me push this. There we go. I might test this out. I don't normally fly with this on. So, since we're on descent, let's go ahead and swap our nav radios. And that should be all we need. Course settings already set. Current heading is 029er. We'll keep that set for now. I don't think we'll have a problem staying away from large, pointy things, since the Rockies are largely to our left by a couple hundred miles, if not more. And Pueblo's kind of like either just past or on a, is it on a mesa? I might be thinking about a different destination. I might be thinking about Grand Junction. I could be wrong. But we seem to be doing okay. Not bad. Okay, so Pueblo is down the road, so to speak, from Denver, and it is southeast of places like Aspen, Eagle County, and Grand Junction. I might do a flight from Pueblo to Grand Junction if it's a short flight, or I might fly from Pueblo to Cedar Rapids. I'm thinking about going to Grand Junction because I like flying in Colorado. I like flying in that area, and Grand Junction sometimes has a very has a VOR approach, which is a kind of looping descent down to runway 29er, and the terrain is picturesque. I don't know. I could, Pavlin, I could have a room full of bots. It's okay. That means, hey, bots means someone is watching. Someone's a computer, but I'll take it. But with that said, let me see where we are in the map. Okay, we're doing good. We are, I doubt we're in any danger of running into a hill because our MCP altitude is too low, so we're doing fine. And the terrain is scenic, y'all. Very nice. Alright, so this isn't too bad. Give me about 90-ish seconds. I'm going to go ahead and take care of something, come right back. We should be able to nail the landing into Pueblo. Stand by one. Yeah, folks, I'm back, and we are at about 14,000 feet. We are in no danger of running into a major mountain, which is good. We have crossed the minimum altitude requirements, but I think we're still too high for Pueblo. So let me see. On the flight plan, the altimeter for Pueblo was 2976, so we'll switch to it.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you? I'm doing good.
We switch over to local altitude, and Triple Blue Gaming, thank you for the follow. One troll chat, oh my word. Avatar 2, okay, okay. Hello, Black Diamond, welcome, welcome. I think I've seen you in other chats before, so thank you so much for saying hi here. VFR flights in the SR-22, that sounds like a good thing. I like that. I think we're descending on schedule. I thought we were going to run out of room, but I think we're fine. Let me take a look at what the charts look like for our approach. 7,000, 10 DME arc to Pueblo from Huner. Huner does not have an altitude restriction, and we are about to cross into 10,000 feet. But yeah, I think we're doing okay. This is, I guess, the greater Pueblo area? Maybe I'm missing something. It's okay. I think we're gonna do it. I think that's the airport right there. So there's Pueblo. Okay, once we get to Jikta, which is the what I would probably consider the final approach fix, that's going to be 6,600 feet, and we'll want to arm the approach or follow the beam down. All right. Not too shabby, folks. Not too much longer till I take manual control of the plane and get it down to the ground. Christmas ornaments from cardboard. Dude, seriously, you have skill. To create Christmas ornaments yourself, to me, implies passion, dedication, and a plan for decorating. So I tip my virtual hat to you. About to cross 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get those landing lights on. I usually don't. And I'm probably going to turn my engine start switches back to continuous. Mind you, with visibility this clear, I can easily do a visual approach to the runway. I don't need this. I'm just a nerd and I like seeing this in front of me, so I'll keep it on. I don't think 737-600s have auto land. I don't know if this airplane is equipped for anything worse than a Cat 1 ILS landing. I think the 757 is. The 767 most likely should be. 787 definitely. And go to 10s. There we are. The airplane is taking care of slowing down. Thankfully, I'm not up above 250 knots. I wouldn't want to be at this stage. Stuff happens really fast. Auto brake is 2. We're going to see if we can actually activate the auto throttle. I'm sorry. Auto brake is 2. We will see if we can successfully activate reversers. If we can't, then it is what it is. Oh, approach VREF not selected. Oopsie. Okay, we will take flaps 30 with 136, and that is our flap speed. The ILS and course are already locked in. Glide slope should be on. And once we make this turn to final, I don't see a reason why I can't turn approach mode on. I like being a flight sim nerd. Some landscape below. Once we line up with the approach to Pueblo, I'm going to arm approach mode and then start going over some of the things. About 40 minutes flight time so far. Airport is in sight. And how far till we actually get to the waypoint? Less than 5 nautical miles. Alright, let's arm flaps 1. And we will arm the approach mode now. Approach mode is armed. Single channel. Alright, speed brake is armed. Auto brake is set to 2. Engine start switches are set to continuous. We have our landing lights on.
2500.
Flaps 2, please. Not satisfied with a lack of speed drop, so guess what? Gear's coming down. We'll go flaps 5. "100% photoreal." I tell you what, Pavlin, we may be coming to that day sooner than either one of us thinks. Actually, given the brightness, I like the polarized lens here. We'll go flaps 10, is it? Yep, flaps 10. And bring it down to about 136. I forgot to do that. And you know what? I'm gonna activate the speed brakes now because I can. Since we're coming in very hot. Flaps 15. Now, normally being poorly configured at this point would guarantee a go around, but I'm a flight sim pilot, so sending it. Flaps 25. I should be able to catch up with the glide slope. And flaps 30. Alright. We'll rearm the spoilers. Land class is practical. Hence X-Plane 12. 300 feet. My aircraft.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Landing. My throttles too.
100.
Oof, off to the right. And way higher than we should be.
30. 20. 10.
And down. There we go. Oof. Interesting. Reversers? Nope. Reversers do not work. Alright, manual braking? It's okay. Alright folks, welcome to Pueblo. Auto brake is off. Let's get those flaps back up. And there we go. We went long, but again, this is like a 10,000-ish foot long runway, so I'm not worried about it. APU can come on. APU bleeds can come on. We are clearing the runway. Turn offs off. Where are we parking? Where are we parking? Over by the terminal, of course. APU is coming up. Actually, you want to know what? I made a mistake. I wasn't paying attention to winds on final because I was busy fixing my mistake. Let's go ahead and cut across the section here. Yeah, I should have paid attention to winds on final. I was just kind of trusting that my SimBrief flight plan was actually correct. Incorrect. Bad move. But it's okay. It's okay. APU gens can come on. And we can go back to APU gen. And I think actually I'm parking the exact opposite way of what I should be, but that's okay. We'll do. Actually, you know what? Let me just kind of turn myself around and then park the way I'm supposed to. Maybe PMDG will play nicely with those ground markings. The APU is on. Well, two things happen. One, on final, I didn't turn off my my auto throttle, like when I turned off the autopilot. I also didn't pay as much attention as I should have to the, I guess, I don't know, approach, all the things that were happening. So I didn't lose my path per se. I just got above it really quickly. And then I kind of had to point the nose down. And when I cut the throttles to idle, that's when I got back to a nose up or a slightly nose up attitude before we actually set everything down. Okay, here we are. Welcome down. The parking brake is set and we have the APU running right now. Let's go ahead and turn the engines off and call this first flight done. So engine 2, engine 1, and done. All right. Flight attendants disarm slides and cross-check. Stand by for all call. Okay. Anti-collision lights off, logo light off. Turn this logo light off, oh my word. Okay, we're running on APU at the moment. Let's go ahead and get the hydraulic pumps off in those sections. Probe heat can come off, window heats can stay on, and I will turn my packs off. Open up the isolation valve and make sure we get some ground services in. So, give me a moment. Ground services, we're going to request a GPU cart. Okay, set the wheel chocks first. Got it. Now we can let go of the parking brake. And we'll request ground power. And we will request a, I think it's air stair, but I don't know. We'll get those as well. And next page, we will ask for stairs for 1 left and 2 left. And there we are. Okay, so we should be able to switch to the GPU. GPU is available. Let's go ahead and turn off the APU bleed and turn off the APU. And we can also turn off our fuel switches. That should make the APU go away really fast. We are on ground power now, ladies and gentlemen. And we have all of our lights off and to the positions they're supposed to be. Welcome down to Pueblo. This is a default airport. I don't know if anybody's actually made Pueblo scenery for MSFS. Future project? Maybe? I don't know. But welcome down. That is flight number 1, everybody. I am trying to figure out where to go for flight number 2, but I think I already know. I'm sorry. There was a 30-knot crosswind? Wow. You know what? I wasn't paying attention to that because I had the view at an angle. So I wasn't paying attention to just how strong that wind was. That's nuts. Okay, so let's do this. Do I want to fly to a different destination straight from the sim? I can probably do that. I definitely have the fuel for it. Let me take a brief peek. Our second flight, we're going to go from Pueblo to Grand Junction. Considering we flew from Albuquerque to Pueblo, this second flight is probably going to be a touch shorter. So even less time in the air, but not that much. So, can I do 2 flights without going back to the main menu? I'm pushing it, ain't I? Okay, well, tell you what. Let me do the flight planning and see what happens. So, let's do a new flight. Southwest, 197, departing Pueblo to Grand Junction. The alternate is Colorado Springs in case anything goes wrong. Hopefully there will be nothing wrong. And November 0, 9er Sierra Whiskey. And 099er is the fin or wheel number. So, Another hour and 15 minutes scheduled flight time, so almost as much distance between Pueblo and Grand Junction as there was between Albuquerque and this place. Now, let me see. Not going to worry about fuel, we'll just do fuel and numbers as we can. And how many passengers do we want to take with us? Let's find out. Payload, let's say we take 100 passengers with us to Grand Junction. So we've got that set, and we'll set that as a passenger load. Wow, there is literally one waypoint between Pueblo and Grand Junction. That's weird. Extra fuel, I want a minimum of 2,000 pounds. Actually, hold on. How much fuel do I have right now? For a flight that short, I'm assuming we're probably only going to be using maybe 14,000 pounds at best. So about 16, almost 20,000. So we're easily going to have 3,000 or 4,000 pounds of spare fuel. I'm going to plan for 4,000 pounds extra fuel, and then we'll see what the flight plan looks like. Saving the flight, and we are generating the flight right now. Standby 1. Okay, flight is ready. Airtime is roughly 43 minutes. Let's go ahead and view the PDF and also load the flight into my charts so that we can actually get going. We're going to unload this flight and import a flight from SimBrief, the one I just made. We're going to go from Pueblo to Grand Junction. That is our second flight for today. Literally one waypoint between us and the other place. So it's going to come down to departure and approach landing. Here we go. All right, so here we go. We'll start over and go back to the FMC page and go to the index. Okay. Second fig. How did I get this set? Route. Thank you. Okay. Pueblo. And we're going to go to Grand Junction. Kilo Golf Juliet Tango. Flight number Southwest 197. And runway for today, we're probably going to use the same one. We will most likely use 26. 26 left. Excuse me, 26 left. Because 26 right's awful short. And now I can go to Pueblo and request a departure. No departure SID, we'll just use 26 left. And legs will put in flood. I do not anticipate being able to get VNAV out of here. We will pick an arrival into Grand Junction, and we are going to be taking runway 22 at Grand Junction. Wait, is that even a thing? Hold on. All right, Grand Junction charts. Grand Junction charts, here we go. Approach. Airport info. No, we're not taking runway 22. What's the weather like? The weather at Grand Junction when this was printed, winds 310 at 9, visibility 9 statute miles, conditions clear, temperature 01, dew point -8, the altimeter is 29er, 9er, 8. So 310 at 9er, 310 at 9er. We're going to take runway 29er, which means we may actually be able to take a, wait, is there a VOR approach we can do? I thought there was. Oh, hold on. That's just a straight runway. So RNAV 29er, or is it LDA? Hold on, I'm checking my charts right now, I'm sorry. There is an LDA. What about the RNAV? The RNAV comes in straight from Hansu. I thought that there was an approach. Maybe it was the other way around. Yeah, because I would typically go to Grand Junction and then loop back around to the approach, but I can probably come straight through Hansu, so I'm going to take the RNAV approach. We'll take the RNAV for 29er, and that's what it is. The Grand Junction VOR is Juliet November Charlie. Let's do that, because this is a pretty short flight anyway, so you guys will see what happens and how we come into Grand Junction, the city, and then loop back around to the airport. Hey, Sky Command. Good afternoon, my friend. I'm sorry I didn't see your messages just now, but glad to have you aboard. We're doing a second flight today from Pueblo to Grand Junction in Microsoft Flight Sim. We're flying the 737-600, the short boy, and we're going to be flying roughly 45 minutes in the air, maybe a little bit less, and hopefully having a good time doing it. So now we have the route, and there we go. Now we have some stuff set up. Hansu all the way down to the runway. If we miss it, we go to Lama and hold at 10,000 feet. So let's take a look and see what we have. I need to see what my zero fuel weight is so we can set this plane up. Zero fuel weight right now is going to be 108.8. 108.8. And we have 20.6. Fuel for today's flight is going to be 19.8 max, so that's not bad. I believe that's with the diversion as well. So that means we have 0.8 for reserves. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's in the absolute worst case where we have to go to a different airport, I believe. Finally eligible for the draft. And cost index is 13. So for today's flight, the flight plan had me flying at 400. Oh, no. Nope. Sorry. Not happening. We're going to go to 360. And that'll be my final. Now, cruise winds are going to be 302 at 88. And maybe this time I'll pay more attention to winds on final. Okay, out of here, I'm just going to go straight takeoff. I'm not going to worry about it. Full takeoff, full climb, flaps 5. And CG is going to be 6.15. So we will tweak this. We'll take a little while. It'll probably be my second and final flight. I will probably be on later for a kind of like after dark, no mic, just straight scenery dev stream if you guys want to watch. Depends on what the schedule is going to look like. But I'm pretty sure I'll do that. Trim is set. And we've got 123, 124, and 132 again for V speeds. Which means go up to my MCP and pick 132 as a speed. And course heading, we'll keep 260 along with the departure heading, except for the approach. Actually, it doesn't even matter because we're not doing ILS, but I think I am going to pick the heading for the approach into the airport. Yeah, Corsetti's not responding, so either it's something that I'm doing wrong or just the way this works. Again, 297 is going to be the heading we follow on the way down. I am not weirded out by that right now. So, unlike the last flight, I'm going to go ahead and hit the B button because I'm lazy. Altimeter is 2974, and unlike the last flight, we're going to do radio mins, and the decision height is going to be 482 feet. So roughly 490 feet for our landing at Grand Junction. How many feet? 482. I didn't know we could get precise. Okay, we can. Beautiful. Done. Okay, and we're taking the fuel that we have. We don't need to refuel. We should be fine getting there. And I don't need to worry about radios. So let's go ahead and keep things the way they are and get ready for departure. Unlike at Albuquerque, I'm not going to need anybody to help me with pushback, so we're just going to make sure that everything is set. We will dismiss the stairs and we will get this plane started. So, here we go. Ground services. Let's go to stairs. Excuse me. Disconnect the stairs. Let's go ahead and set our chocks. Or rather, not set, but remove our chocks. Parking brake is set. We can remove the chocks. GPU went away because I didn't turn on my APU beforehand. Nice. But let's get the APU started up, and hopefully that means I'll get my stuff going shortly. And if I have to enter the entire flight plan and all that stuff, it won't take long, believe me. So, packs for now, APU bleed. Hey, this is what happens when you don't watch yourself when you start stuff up. But this isn't the first time I've done something like this. I did this many times in X-Plane. Once this center light turns on, that means we can switch over. Thank you, Pavlin. Have a great rest of your evening and a great Christmas weekend. God bless you. There we go. Got the APU on again, which means we have power. Now, did we lose the stuff we input? No, we're good. We're running on batteries. The batteries didn't go away. Okay. That's 2, and that's 5. Chocks have been removed. Lesson learned, class. Fuel is good. The door should be closed. The APU is running. So the GPU can go away. We'll dismiss that. And we'll do that right now. Ground services. Actually, that's weird. I can't get rid of it without actually physically setting the chocks. Yeah, that's the GPU, I thought. Oh, no. That's the air conditioning unit. I thought it was. Request. I think they're getting rid of it. Yeah, so goodbye. And parking brake is set right now, which is good. I don't want to roll anywhere. So if the APU is set and running, we should be able to get this engine started up really fast. If someone can come and remove that air conditioning unit, that'd be wonderful. I don't know if that's a problem. Did I not do something correctly? I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I think we should be fine at least. And one we set, performance numbers are in, trim is set. Is it something that I'm doing wrong? I don't know. I'll set cruise altitude to 36,000 feet. And I'll go ahead and make sure that's set upstairs as well. I want to have a properly pressurized cabin. 36 for today's flight, and landing altitude at Grand Junction. That's very important. If I don't do that right, that's going to be embarrassing. 4,861 feet. So 4,900 it is. Beautiful. Done. Let's get the hydraulics set again. Fuel pumps are ready to go. And is what it is. I really wish that that air conditioning unit would go away, but let's see what we have to do. Takeoff speeds verified and set, and that should be it. Flight plan is right there, and that's it. All that I know, anyway. We'll remove that and arm the auto throttle. 132 for V2 speeds, and that should be everything. There we go. That's the course heading for our arrival into Grand Junction, but we'll keep this set to 260 for now. And I should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and get the engine started. Why are you not going away? That's weird. I get the chocks out again. Maybe I should have restarted the sim. Ground services. Alright, hold on. Ground power and air conditioning. And once they get attached, I'll remove them. Skydiver OB137, hello. Hello. Oh, Pavlin, thanks for sticking around. I misunderstood. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. While I'm waiting, I'm going to grab my green tea Kit Kat and eat because I want something in my belly before we take off. All right, so sugar inbound. Now I can release the air start unit and the ground power unit. The wheel chocks are set. Disconnecting. That's weird. Could be a bug. I'm not worried about it. But it looks like we do have some live traffic leaving Pueblo. That's cool. All right. Chocks removed. Not worrying about it anymore. Parking brake is set. I might be flying with the air conditioning unit next to my plane. That's okay. And now we can get going. The APU is running and we are using up some fuel. We have all the fuel pumps on, and let's see, what am I missing? APU gen, yaw damper, fuel pumps, anti-collision light is now on, logo light on, and standby power. Standby power is auto. Okay. Galley power is on. Probe's off for now, window heat's on, hydraulics are on, packs off. APU bleed is on. Let's go ahead and start some engines, shall we? Engine 2, please. I might do some P3D flying in the not too distant future. I might. Not sure. Okay, we're ready. Let's go ahead and feed in some fuel. EGT is rising on engine 2. Good things, good things. We'll get engine 1 started. Watching for this number. There we go, give it some fuel. Bam. Okay, so done deal. We have 2 engines that are running. Let's make sure the probe heat is on. Probe heat is on. Packs to auto. Isolation valve to auto. Gens are on. APU bleed is off. APU is off. Taxi light is on. And wing light is on. So, yaw damper, fuel, lighting, gens, gen 1, and probes, window heats, hydraulics, the usual, packs, isolation valve auto, APU bleed off, engine bleeds on. That's it. Let's get to getting. Quick flight control check. Left, of course, and right. Full forward and full back. And while we're doing that, left and right deflection. Good. Let's roll, folks. Let's get out of here. So, reset my view. Parking brakes released. A little bit of the go juice. So probably another 45-minute flight, this time to Grand Junction from Pueblo. We have been flying in MSFS, or Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you call it IFS 2020, that's fine too. That's what I used to call it. And we're flying the PMDG 737-600, a Boeing aircraft which I recently discovered actually wasn't that old, which is kind of cool. Yeah, taxi lights are actually on this time, which is cool. And what taxiway are we on right now? Let me just check. Open charts, airport. We're taxiing on Alpha. We'll take Alpha all the way to Alpha 12 and depart. Yep, TARA already, and flaps are set. I think we're good. I might have, but I'll look for your Shanghai video again on the channel. Huh. And in case anybody else has popped in that hasn't been here since the beginning, Pavlin, please feel free to share your YouTube link with the audience. That way they can see all your past P3D content. And again, I look forward to hearing that you have your new setup done. So this will be the second and final flight of this stream for today. I might be doing a late night stream tonight, doing scenery dev, either in Microsoft Flight Simulator or for X-Plane. I think it might be a mixture of both, but if I have to pick between one or the other, I'm going to be doing some learning for X-Plane scenery dev tonight, I think. Otherwise, welcome aboard, everybody. We are enjoying some flight time behind the controls of the 737-600, departing beautiful Pueblo, Colorado for Grand Junction. This really is basically a commuter op. It's a fast flight, at least it looks like it on paper, so I don't have any reason to believe it's not going to be the same. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Arm VNAV and LNAV. VNAV is armed, LNAV is not, that's fine. I'd rather have VNAV arm than LNAV, so I'm not worried about it. One thing I will do is arm my auto brake to RTO, and I will get my engine start switches to continuous, get my landing lights on, and my taxi light off. That should be everything. Oh, get my position light to strobe, since I'm going to take off like literally in a few moments. And that should do it. Reset my fuel flow, and that's it. Singapore Shanghai flight log. Okay. Thank you. Alright, no traffic on the inbound, so there we go. We're getting out of here, folks. And again, chrono. Rolling start this time, not going to worry about it. About 50% engines. We are stable. And Toga. Power set. Airspeed's alive. Scene. Let's rotate, please. Gear up. Flaps to 2. Flaps to 1. $1,000. Command A. VNAV and LNAV. We'll take flaps up. Auto brake disarmed. So far, so good. Bye-bye, Pueblo. Wrong window for it, but we're good. We're probably overflying the city now. Yeah, there it is. Pueblo, Colorado. Beautiful. No IRL traffic right now. Let's zoom out to 40, see if we catch anybody. Oh, okay. Okay. So about between 15 or like 13 to like 24 nautical miles, there's 2 planes. Both coming down. 10,000 feet. There we go. Lights are off. We will turn off the start switches at this point and double check. Anything I'm missing? Anything I'm missing at all? Not that I can tell. Yep, I think we should be fine. Alright, and unlike last time, this foray is going to take us over the junky Rocky Mountain Range. So, if you like mountain ranges, you're going to get your fill on this flight. So again, folks, welcome aboard. Thanks for stopping in and saying hello. I am DigiDriver. We're flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we're flying the PMDG 737-600, flying a flight from Pueblo to Grand Junction. I'll call this the Rocky Mountain 5. I don't know, I guess it just came to mind. But I don't think we're going to be flying this more than 40 minutes or so. I mean, the only difference would be the approach that we're taking, which is going to take us over Grand Junction, and then we're going to loop down. I might just skip it and go straight into the airport. Now, we do have some traffic about 30 nautical miles. I don't think we're going to see them, or maybe we will. I guess it depends. Can I see anybody? Not right now again. But with that said, there we are. We are climbing. Ooh. We got a really strong gust of Microsoft Reset wind there. Made the VNAV bring the nose back down to regain speed. See ya, Pavlin. Enjoy your Christmas weekend and time with family. I look forward to swapping stories with you. Take care, my friend. God bless you. All right, 1,000 to go before transition altitude. Not too shabby. So what do we have? Can we see anybody? Somebody should be coming into view not too far away. Thanks for the bits, Pavlin. Really appreciate your support. We are transition altitude, and now we're back into standard pressure. There we are. We're flying real time, so we are catching the little bit of sunlight that's left before the sun goes down. Hopefully we'll make it to Grand Junction in time to catch a really pretty sunset or twilight, but if we have to land at night, we will. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody. I don't normally fly at this time of day, because usually I only fly on Sundays and some select evenings, like way past my pet's bedtime, because I'm either doing a late night flight or, more likely than that, I am doing scenery dev. I still haven't solved the mystery of not being able to activate reversers on his aircraft, and I have activated reversers on other aircraft before, so it's either a keybind issue or some kind of problem whenever I fly the 736. And my LNAV disengaged, so I wonder why. Oh, of course not. I know exactly why disengaged. We are probably hitting a discontinuity. So let's go direct to Grand Junction, and that should do it. LNAV is back on. There we are. I recently bought AccuSeasons from Rex, so I'm going to spend some time making sure it works, tweaking it, the like. I wasn't able to see much fall foliage at Pueblo, but that could just be because of the way that there's a distinct lack of fall colorish plants. So maybe I'm wrong. I'm not going to be seeing trees from this altitude, I don't think. That's okay. Way, way off in the distance, I think, is Colorado Springs and Denver. But look at those clouds. They're nice. About 20-ish nautical miles before we hit top of climb. And how much further till top of drop? Let me see. Not that far, actually. It's really, really short cruise. That's kind of nuts. Looking pretty nice out there. We'll see if we can make it before the sunset. We might not make it before the sunset, but I predict we'll have daylight left, even if it's only a little bit.
Brace yourself.
Hey, a second raid? Wow. Flying with Mike coming in. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I appreciate having you on board. We are in Microsoft Flight Simulator, flying from Pueblo to Grand Junction. A bit of a commuter op stream. We took off our first flight from Albuquerque to Pueblo, Colorado, and we are wrapping up the stream with an arrival into Grand Junction. Hopefully you and yours are doing very well, and a Merry, Merry Christmas to you. Hope your day's been going okay, and I hope you had a great stream. Now, folks, since I have some time to kind of collect myself, I did want to let you know what my plans were for the rest of the week. I will probably be doing scenery dev. I think this is just enough on-stream flying for me to be content. And what's going to happen afterwards is that I'm going to focus the rest of my time and try to get as far as I can with Plymouth Municipal Airport which is Kilo Papa Yankee Mike, if you decide to fly out of it in any sim. I would eventually like to release it, I think, for both Microsoft Flight Simulator as well as X-Plane 12, but the second sim is going to take some time for me to learn how to actually do scenery dev. So I want to do that. I want to enjoy myself doing that, but it is going to be a level of challenge. It is going to be growth for me. So I look forward to seeing what happens when we get there. Otherwise, I might take a break. I mean, there will be family time, no doubt. This is the Christmas weekend. So this is like the big thing. But otherwise, I'll probably be doing scenery dev. At least I'd like to think so. I probably will. Almost top of climb, and top of drop is not that far away. So let me think about this. What does the approach into Grand Junction look like? The approach into Grand Junction, I need to be 8,500 feet at Hansu. So if it's a one-to-one mapping, the minimum safe altitude around that area is like 15,200 and 13,300 above it. So that means I'm going to need to pay careful attention to the scenery around me. We will see. We will definitely see. After this flight, I'm going to get up, stretch my legs, probably grab some dinner, spend time with the pets and with Mrs. Digi, and then decide what the rest of the evening is going to look like. Again, like I said, I'm probably going to be doing some late night scenery dev. Unless, of course, I just do that after the stream is done and then really chill tonight. Tomorrow, hopefully, will be a nice day, and I'm going to be doing some stuff with the family. And then we will see what we see. Less than 1,000 feet to go before we hit cruise altitude. To be honest, I'm not sure if I'm going to turn off the fasten seatbelt sign, since it is a relatively quick flight. But look at those mountain ranges below. Nice. Maybe a soup and sandwich for dinner tonight. It's pretty cold out in my neck of the woods. Not super duper cold, although I think this weekend might change that. It might. We'll change the course heading to 297, and we will set the heading bug to the current heading, which is 276. There we go. And like I said, look, right there, already top of descent's coming in. We're not wasting time today. We are not. Barely been flying for over 14 minutes, and we already see TD. Oh, yeah, so again, double check. 8,500 was it? Yeah, 8,500 for Hansu. 8,500 for Hansu for our approach into 29er. And let's take a look at the init ref. Okay, we'll probably do the same thing we did before, which is landing flaps 30. I don't want to land flaps 40 unless I have to. And there we go. I mean, if there's a significant advantage landing flaps 40, like being able to get off the runway really fast, I might do that. But 30 it is, at least for right now. And progress right now, we should be to Grand Junction by 23:42 Zulu, which is literally about 28 minutes from now, which is nuts. That's fast. Okay, the descent altitude is set and we should be able to begin dropping in. Let me double check what the weather is like for Grand Junction. The last time I checked, it says conditions were clear, but I see a lot of clouds between us and the runway. Let me see what the real life METAR is for GGIT. That's interesting. It too says there is no ceiling at Grand Junction, so I'm not sure. Maybe the sim just wanted to put clouds there. I don't know. Okay, fuel is spent in the center tanks. That is fine. We still have easily like 16,000 plus gallons of fuel. I don't intend on diverting from Grand Junction, but we have the ability to do so if needed. Wow, those are some nice clouds. That might be the winter weather system making its way across the country. I think it is. I could be wrong, but I think it is. Probably. We are almost 10 nautical miles to top of drop, and once we start descending, it's probably going to be a really quick arrival into Grand Junction. Let me see what the flight plan looks like, if I can. Okay, about 5 nautical miles to go before we start descending. And where are we? We are... We're not that far away from Gunnison. Gunnison Crested Butte Regional. Kilo Golf Uniform Charlie. We are probably like 20-ish nautical miles northeast of it. So it should be off of our nose down here somewhere. We might be too close to it. I might not be able to see it. But there it is. There it is. I see a runway of sorts. I think so. So there's Gunnison. The airport anyway. Not the town. The town's probably closer, like here. That is interesting. Okay, we've begun our initial descent, and we will see what it takes to get to the appropriate altitude. Hopefully we will not be descending into mountains. Never a good thing. But descending into a mountain range and keeping a respectable distance from the mountains, that's a very good thing. Also, I'm running out of energy. I might re-up on coffee after I land. Okay, so while we're descending, let's start getting some things sorted. Let's get our speed brake armed. Speed brake is indeed armed. We will get auto brakes set to, I think, 3 in this case. And I think that's all we need for now. I think so. We're descending at about 2,000 or 1,900 feet per minute. It is kind of nuts to think that I would simulate flights like this using Flight Simulator X Steam Edition years ago, like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, and wonder if the graphics quality could actually improve. And I'd say it's improved. We've come a long way with the flight sim hobby. How far am I away from my first decision I have to make? Okay, well, at least 40 nautical miles. Let me just double check my arrival plans. The altimeter is going to be 29908 at Grand Junction. So let's set that. This is ready to go once I hit the standard button. And that will swap in the local pressure. It's going to be cold out there, that's for sure. Winds were variable last time I checked. Or, excuse me, the last time I read it. Right now we're flying into a headwind. And let's take a look at safe altitudes for the area. It's about 16,600 between Gunnison and I think Montrose Regional. Interesting airports, wow. Seriously. I don't think we're going to have a problem landing at Grand Junction. I don't think so. And I think way up front here is this kind of like plateau or mesa. And in this valley is where the city is. So we should be okay. And conditions are clear, or look like they're going to be clear for our arrival. And that is live traffic. Probably delayed like 2 to 5 minutes, but still live traffic. Is it that much of a delay though? I don't know. I just know it looks really cool. We're going pretty quick, and I wonder why we're not going as fast as I'd like to go. Was it because we got hit with a surprise wind reset again? It might have been. Heh, looks like whoever it is that's flying above is coming down too. I can't see who that person, that aircraft is, but it looks nice. Wasn't being reported. I might level off at like flight level 200 just until we get closer to Grand Junction, unless I'm wrong about my approach. Because the ground is coming up to meet my nose faster than I'd like it to. So far, so good though. So let the autopilot continue to do its thing. And you know what? I'm getting tired. We're gonna go ahead and go direct to Hansu. I'm not worried about it. Yeah. Let's go direct to Hansu and execute. So now we're going to go straight in instead of looping around the city. And straight in means we're going to go right into the approach. I'm not messing around. That should probably cut like 5-10 minutes off the flight. And we are dropping closer and closer to the ground so we can see more details. I get the feeling the AccuSeasons mod is really doing its job. Because it looks pretty interesting now on the ground. That's neat. So far so good. After about 20-ish nautical miles, we're going to be turning into Hansu for our arrival at Grand Junction. And I'm liking this approach pattern more and more. I was going to fly over Grand Junction, the city, to get to the VOR, and then come back to line up with the runway, but we're low enough, I feel, where it will be easier for me to just go direct in. Looks like we'll be transitioning to local pressure before we cross that mountain, but that's okay. Getting a nice, strong, sunset-y tone. But the sun has not set yet. I'm grateful for that. So pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Will we have sunlight hitting the plane when we land at Grand Junction? I am not sure. Local pressure time. Hit the B button to confirm because I'm lazy. We're actually at 299.5 now. Continuing our descent, and it looks like we've cleared all of the big rock ranges that I wanted to. Less than 20 nautical miles before Hansu. And I would like to be at a lower altitude at this point, if you wouldn't mind, aircraft. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take us out of VNAV and slow down to probably about 230 knots. And we're going to force a drop to altitude by about 2,000 feet per minute. Actually, let's increase that rate. The point is, I'm trying to encourage getting down to where we need to be. That's a lot better than where we were a little while ago, so we'll see. We are increasing speed though, so I don't want to do that. Can we fix that problem of going VNAV? I don't think we can, because the problem with VNAV, I think, is that the approach doesn't have any restrictions, which is why I don't want to mess with that. Let's slow down. Let's slow way down, actually. And let's stick to 2,400 feet per minute. I'm going to deploy speed brakes. There's the airport, actually, right here. Let's increase descent rate to 2,800 feet per minute. Okay. It's going to be tight. Get engine start switches to continuous, and before I forget, we'll arm the landing lights. We'll get the APU on, but we won't start it. And we'll go all the way down to 6,800 feet. This one will be a visual approach. Speed brakes are deployed. Should I drop the gear? Wow, we are really hanging on to airspeed.
2,500.
Yeah, we're super fast. Is there an approach? Not really. Okay. Okay, my aircraft, my airspeed. The nose up. Slow enough for gear, I think. Let's put it down. You know my motto, landing gear helps to slow down quick. It's a long enough runaway, so if we land really fast, we should be able to slow down in time.
1,000. Slow. Light slow.
Yep.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
All right, flaps
Too
one.
low. Terrain.
I think I should be able to slow down in time.
Too low. Terrain.
This is fun.
Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Minimums. Too low. Terrain.
I think we should be fine.
Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
Flaps 2. Let's go to flaps 5.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
Flaps 10.
Too low. Terrain.
Give me 15.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
We'll be fast, but we should be
Too
fine.
low. Terrain. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Oop, floated a bit. And blam. There we go. Idle, we're slowing down. All right, not ideal, and we certainly forced it. But we had fun. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Grand Junction. Local time is probably 4:37, and look at that. We just squeaked out that last bit of sunlight for the flight. Very nice. Yeah, I should have paid attention to that because the what am I going to say? The approach was a little bit lax, and we weren't descending as quickly as we should have. We got into a low airspeed situation, but we didn't stall out of the sky, fortunately. All right, that should be that. And waiting for the APU to finish working. Also, looks like we've got somebody on the ground here already, which is funky. Nice. I like seeing traffic here. I probably didn't need to scrub speed off that fast on final, but we should be okay. APU gens are on, and a little bit of brake action to get back on this taxiway here. That's it. Wing light off. And where do I want to park? Where do I want to park? Oops, sorry. Oh, my word. Screenshot! Dude. Save. I will probably come in this way because I want to. Hold on. Full stop for just a moment. Looks like we have some help today. Alright, I will stop probably before you tell me to because I want to be nice and comfy. And I think we'll be good here. Can we actually connect the jetway? Let's find out. Don't care. Nope. Nope. That's not going to work because I need to... I'm probably going to go ahead and just point it that way. Yeah, sorry, dude. Because I am lazy. Yes, there we go. See? See? I'm happy with that. Okay, APU gen is running. The jetway is hooking up to the aircraft. And now I think we can go ahead and cut the power. So, there we go. Done deal. This flight is wrapped. And I'm going to go ahead and request ground services. So, we'll get the wheel chocks set. I can remove the parking brake, request a ground power cart, and engines are shutting down. What else do I need? Anti-collision light can come off because I'm going to hook up the ground power, and that means I can turn off the APU bleed and turn off the APU. And you won't be able to start if you don't have fuel. So that should keep you from starting back up. And position light is steady. Logo light can actually come off. He turned it off again. Wow. Hydraulics can come off. Probe heat can definitely come off. And we will even turn the window heats off as well, because I think we're going to go ahead and call it here. We are going to turn the yaw damper off, and I think that, as they say, is that. Alright, so the GPU is connected. We've got the jetway connected to the aircraft. And what else can I request? Probably more ground services because we've done 2 flights in this bird. We need an air conditioning unit, an air start unit. We need potable water, lavatory, probably a maintenance van, and that is it. Jetway's connected, and there we go. Folks, thanks for coming along with us as we flew 2 flights today. We flew from Albuquerque to Pueblo, and then a second flight from Pueblo to Grand Junction as we see that last bit of sunlight dip behind the valley. That's absolutely just fantastic. A little bit of romance as the lavatory services truck shows up to take care of us. Is what it is, folks. Let me take one more screenshot because I am happy. We took off twice. We landed twice without making too much of a fuss. And must fuss. And that's it. Not too shabby for Southwest stops. I'm happy with the results. And I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Who else is on right now that we can say hello to? Let's see, shall we? Let's go to the channel. We have Iron Condor doing an X-Plane 12 stream for the Challenger. And who else do we have? Oh, these numbers are off. Hold on. Okay, so Puck Vanek is doing Microsoft Flight Simulator, flying the PMDG 737. We have Iron Condor Simulations. We have Duluth Fly. And who else is on? 757 Spy. Yes, 757 Spy is on. Okay, tell you what, since you asked for it, let's go ahead and set up the raid. Stand by. 757 Spy. There we go. Folks, appreciate you coming on board with us today. Really appreciate Pavlin and White Lake today for the bit donations. Just thank you so much, folks, for stopping by. Like I always like to say at the end of the stream, if you want true peace, you want the Prince of Peace, and that is Jesus Christ. Folks, have a great rest of your evening, a great Christmas if I don't see you again, and all the best to you. Take care, and bye-bye. You too.